Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Perils in Paradise card review. We have all but one of the freeze cards left. We don't know the tourist legendary. I'm assuming that's the last reveal of the day, so stay tuned in a couple hours for that. But we got new drinks, we got new Shadow Priest, aggressive freeze cards, of course, that Demon Hunter can use. We're gonna go through all these cards, and if you want to win these cards, we have 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles I'm giving away out of my pocket to enter that giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down in the description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel for every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed. I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broken. Quick reminder, of course, Demon Hunter can access all of these cards using their Taurus Legendary. So remember, you can play Priest cards in Demon Hunter. What a world we live in. And well, let's start off with the Priest drink. Every class getting their own drink this expansion, and they're getting the Nightshade Tea. It is a 2-mana spell, shadow spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion, deal 2 damage to your hero. So it's self-damaging and removal. It cannot go face to the hero, so this is purely minion removal. It could be your own, and you can use this 3 times. Really weird. Like this isn't a Warlock card, right? Definitely out there. Again, it works well with the Tourist card. If you're playing this as a Demon Hunter card, you can combo it, and that 2 damage can go face. You can lower your health so that 6 mana removal spell we looked at earlier can work out. And not only copy a minion, but remove it. There's certainly synergies there, as we'll see as we go along here. But overall, it's an awkward one. I feel like the drinks, most of the ones have been pretty straightforward, just like good cards you want to play in your deck. This one is definitely going to need to be in a more particular deck. I don't think straight control wants this because you don't want to be dealing self-damage, I don't think, unless you want that straight up upside from it. But again, 2 mana, deal 3 to a minion. You get the flexibility of it being 3 times. That's a lot of removal, and Priest doesn't have the greatest early removal, although they have that deal 3, heal 6. They don't even play that. It's a weird one. I can't write it off. I feel like the drink cards all have a shot, and as you'll see, there's stuff that can work with it. I'll give it a 3. Demon Hunter can use this too, and I think that can work there, especially with that Tourist card, but only really with that Tourist card, and I guess the other Priest cards we'll see here. I'll give it 3 to 5 in Standard. In Wild, where Shadow Priest is very much a thing, I don't think they care at all about this, other than maybe a card we'll look at later that I think they will like, and I will absolutely not like. But yeah, this one too in Wild. Next, we have a card that, hey, it can get a bit of a payoff from this. The Hot Coals, a 3 mana fire spell. I think this is the first ever Priest fire spell. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just can't recall one. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. So that's all enemy minions and the character, right? This goes face. If your hero took damage this turn, deal 1 more. So for 5 mana, you could deal 3 to a minion and then deal 3 AoE. That's not that bad, right? Like, and if you have any other like self-damaging effect going on, that can be quite good. And again, in Demon Hunter, a lot easier to do. Like, you just hit in with your hero or whatever, and then you could play Hot Coals. It's a lot cheaper too. Or you just have a weapon up, right? You don't even have to invest mana. I guess you have to do it a bit earlier, but still, Demon Hunter probably can abuse this a bit more than Priest, but it's a relatively cheap AoE if you're dealing 3. If you're getting that upside, it's pretty darn good. The fact it goes face, 3 damage is that nice threshold. It kills most early minions, whereas 2 doesn't. So again, you really, I feel like, need that upside, because then it's just Consecration, and sadly, Consecration at 3. When's the last time you saw that C play, right? So I'll give it a 3. I think it's got a shot if you're playing enough of the self-damage stuff, particular in Demon Hunter, and in Wild, I'll give it a 2. Although in Wild, you have a lot of like the Shadow Bomber and Raise Dead cards that you can play this in like a Shadow Priest, but there's a problem. This isn't a shadow spell, so you probably don't want to do that, so I'll keep it at a 2. I caught myself, although I'm not gonna edit, I'm gonna leave it in. We're gonna leave that in because the idiot Zeddy must be called out in the comments down below. Next, we have a card that might look a little bit familiar if you play Wild or just watch Mark combos. The Brain Masseuse, a 1 mana 2/4 undead pirate whenever this minion takes damage, also deal that amount to your hero. So yeah, Soulbound Ashtug, I believe it's literally the same wording. That was a neutral 1 mana 1/4. Had no tribe, nothing like that. It had 1 less attack. Yes, you're getting an overstatted 1-drop. A 1 mana 2/4 is pretty incredible with a really high downside. Soulbound Ashtug was not a playable card back in the day in any of the aggressive decks. You just get kind of murdered, but you can build this with Demon Hunter in particular, right? They have their tourist card where you are all self-damaging. You know, the mini Demon Seed we talked about, you can make this like a combo card if you can damage it highly or play the board, trade into a high attack minion. There is that. You could just play this as an early aggressive minion, right? And like those pirate decks, or I guess undead priests, which don't really exist much. They still have that legendary, I think we revealed like way back when, that really doesn't see play anymore because there's like not many undeads left in standard. So this is one, but I don't know, that downside looks pretty large, at least for priest. Like again, you can do the self-damaging stuff with a lot of these other cards, but I feel like it probably isn't worth it. The only thing I can really see is, yeah, playing this as in Demon Hunter with the tourist and maybe pull it off some combos, but maybe there's just something I'm not seeing because, again, there are a lot of synergistic things going on with this set with self-damaging, but I feel like, again, it's not even the most reliable way. But I'll also just say, like, in Wild, maybe you play this, it might be a little bit suicidal, but like Divine Spirit, Inner Fire, where you just have a 4 health 1-drop. Divine Spirit, this on like turn 2, it's 8 health. That could be really hard to kill, but then it might also murder you too. It's a weird one. We have seen this card, right? Soulbound Ashtug. It's basically the exact same card, but this time just for priest with some more premium stuff like the attack, the tribe. I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5 in standard, a 2 out of 5 in wild, because I just don't see it coming together, but it does terrify me. And you know, of course, the Mark combo should be good, all that good stuff. But yeah, look out. We got our first, well, actually, technically not first 1 mana 2/4, but the first 1 mana 2/4 doesn't have a battle cry of dealing 3 damage with the, like the injured Cavalier, right? So, and again, it's another 1-drop for your Thirsty Drifter and all sorts of stuff. There's potential, but I just don't see it as a playable card. And hey, look, we got Mana Cheat. Certainly this won't be playable. The Sauna regular, finally, my bias from twice. Well, that's not really her represented there, but her name kind of is. So Sauna, you have a card, kind of, in Hearthstone. Anyways, it is a 5 mana, 5/5 undead with taunt. It costs 1 less for each time your hero has taken damage on your turn. How is this not a Warlock card? Thank God it's not, because it'd be 0 on turn 1. But yeah, you self-damage 5 separate times. You got a 0 mana taunt, and I feel like every single freaking card that says costs 1 less for something, especially when it's 5 mana. 5 mana 5/5 taunt's basically good. 4 great, 3 amazing. Like, just a great card. Demon Hunter, you know, hitting with their weapons, their face, self-damaging spells. Like, it's just another 0 mana card. At least we did get Projectious nerfed, so it's slightly less flexible with a card like this. But I know there's not a ton of self-damaging effects going on in Priest and Demon Hunter, but still, the fact that it's a 5 mana 5/5 taunt right out the gate, which is borderline playable, and it's just upside on top of that, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 in standard, a 4 out of 5 in wild. Really sick of these cards, not gonna lie. We've seen a lot of them, and they almost always get nerfed, and it just kind of annoys me. I've seen that enough, you know? And you know what kind of annoys me as well? A new shadow spell. Like, oh man, why? Oh god, this is just no. Acupuncture, a 1 mana shadow spell. Again, priest and demon hunter both. Anyways, deal 4 damage to both heroes. So again, you can play with the tourist, and the damage you take will just go randomly. But again, you just play this in Shadow Priest and Wild. You don't care about your own health almost ever with that deck. It's just 1 mana, deal 4 to the face. It's almost Mind Blast, right? For 1 mana. You got Mind Blast, Acupuncture. Oh god, like Shadow Priest has been really good for quite some time, and this gets thrown in there. It's crazy. What about standard? I don't know, like the aggressive standard priest decks aren't really there. This might just be a Demon Hunter card you play in, like maybe there'll be like a sharpshooter Naga tourist Demon Hunter where you play like this as a spell to cycle with your Nagas and murder your opponent, right? That's certainly a possibility. And I'm more worried about Wild when I look at this card. It's this type of card I just don't like, right? Like just it doesn't really do anything other than damage, which is not super exciting or sexy. Just put it this way, I'm more of the control player. Of course I don't like this card, but it should be very effective for those aggressive decks, particular in Wild. I'll give it a 3 in Standard because it just has that possibility, particular in Demon Hunter. And in Wild, this is like a 5-star Shadow Priest card. Like, they love damage. This is more burst for dirt cheap, Shadow Spell to boot. Oh, it's so crazy. And you don't care about, like that deck, like I said, you're already playing Shadow Bomber and Raise Dead. You really don't care that much about taking damage. So absolutely a really scary good priest card in Wild, and thankfully the aggressive decks in Wild are finally getting the support they so dearly need. So there you go. We got one more priest review later today. I assume it's the Tourist Legendary, so we'll see what that's like. Probably, I think it's in like an hour or two. Stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.